I applied because my mother thought that it was a very good idea for a young man to go to college. She was able to forecast the future much better than my limited knowledge of what was going on in the wider world was able to do. I'm Gene McIntyre, and I'm a 1960 graduate of Pacific University. I had been a very poor student in high school. I'm not sure that I took a single book home during my 4 years of high school. Really, I had pretty much resigned myself to just staying in Astoria as a high school graduate and finding work wherever I could find it. It was mainly at my mother's prodding. I was permitted to attend Pacific as a frosh on a provisional basis. But, I arrived, and I really thought that I probably wouldn't last more than about a month. But it was mainly the two men that had come to Astoria, Charles Trombley, who was Dean of Admissions, and Meredith McVicker, who was the Dean of the College of Education at Pacific, that made a huge difference in my life. Those two men sort of took me under their care. They thought they saw something in me that I hadn't seen in myself, but there was some kind of intangible effect from the two of them seeing promise in me that I hadn't seen in myself. My first GPA from that fall of 1956 was a 3.50. So that then got me motivated. I had proven to myself that actually if I really dug in, if I put some effort out into my academic studies, that I could actually succeed at maybe getting even a college education. So the anticipated leaving in October that I thought would be my fate first time around did not materialize, and I went home the next summer really enthused about Pacific University. You know, the difference that some people there had made in my life by having confidence in me, by expressing an interest in me. I just hadn't had that in an academic setting. Once I got into the studies and I knew I could master all this material, that I was reasonably bright after all, not the big dummy that I considered myself to be in high school, I decided that I would become a teacher. It was just, like I said, a family kind of atmosphere, and that just, you know, grabbed my heart and helped me to stick around and become a full-fledged Badger. We were called the Badgers then. I did go to the reunion too, on my 50th reunion last June, and it was a really good turnout. And all those people that I talked to there, they feel about Pacific like I do, and so it's that kind of Pacific family that I first found with the Trombleys and with Meredith McVicker that has always stayed with me. It's a real warm spot in my heart.